Hey all, it's Catherine Holmes from How to Draw Cool Stuff. Today I want to show you how to make this really gorgeous and adorable cut paper and sponge painting tree, perfect for the fall season. So we're going to start off with a few strips of paper. Got a thick one for a trunk. These will be some branches, and we're going to just cut them and glue them using the Y trick. This is a really great trick I love to show students. We can always, I like to shape this up a little bit. You don't have to do that to make it look a little bit like a trunk. I'll place my trunk maybe about here. Need a little bit of glue. Just one little swipe is all you need. Some people tend to go overboard, wiping back and forth, wipe, wipe, wipe. So we've got our trunk. The next thing we're going to do is start with these little V shapes. So make a little V like this, creating the letter Y. Thus, the name, the Y trick. Take these and glue them down so they're in a Y shape. Then we'll go ahead and we'll make another little Y up at the top. So there's tiny little V's coming off of this one. Some can be long, some can be short. It looks better if it's not exactly the same length. So here I'll make one really long. Make sure I got enough glue on there. And maybe I'll have another branch coming off the side, just to balance it off, like so. And a little stick here, creating that Y shape again. Maybe I'll have one here coming out of the middle, just so it's not this weird empty space. But you don't have to. I don't like that. I'm going to take that away. Maybe I'll put another one here. And really, you don't have to do too much else, because the rest of this is going to be covered with leaves. So as you can see, I have a bunch of tiny little letter Y's coming from my trunk. The next step is to add our fall leaves. So we are done with the glue for the moment. Make sure you crank it down and put the cap on. I have a lot of students that really love to crank it up. That's too much. Don't do that. That much up, that's perfect when you're gluing. But all the way down before you put the cap on. Thank you. All right, next step is we're going to take some colors. This is a full palette here, but we're going to be just using warm colors, red, yellow, maybe a little brown, because those are going to be our autumn colors. So I'll start off with this clothespin with a little wet sponge on it. It's not super wet, and I'm going to dab it in here, maybe swirl it around a little bit, and then the fun happens. I'm just going to sponge all around this area. Maybe some little piles on the ground too. Take our next one, swirl it up in the red. This might be super bright, so I'm just going to test it. It's not too bad. And fill in some of these spaces. Again, maybe some at the bottom. Fall leaves that fall on the ground. And then my last one, go ahead and with the brown, like so. It's pretty dark, so I don't want to do too much of that. And I'm not pressing super hard. I want to see some of the texture coming through. If I press really hard, as you can see right here, if I press really hard, push, it doesn't really leave that nice dots. That's good. So fill up your space in an interesting way. You still want to see some of those branches. Then we can add some interesting things, such as little tiny pumpkins. So maybe I'll take a piece of paper here. We'll fold it in half to get a symmetrical little pumpkin. So I've got my fold towards the inside. And I'm going to just cut out half of the shape of a pumpkin. Don't forget the stem. And if I've done it correctly, when I open it up, I will have a little pumpkin shape. And we can always embellish this a little bit. We could make a jack-o'-lantern face, or I'm just going to go ahead and make those little segments that create a pumpkin using my Crayola marker. A little bit of green for the stem, or brown. It actually looks sort of brownish since it's on the orange paper already. Once you have that, you can just place them where you think they would look good. Got a couple already cut out here. Just take a little bit of glue and put them down. If you wanted to make some little vines coming from them, that might be a nice addition. Any little extra thing that you can think of to make it unique and make it your own, I would highly recommend doing that. So maybe with my marker here, sorry about that movement, that color was throwing me off. Maybe with my marker I'll make some little swirly vines, pumpkin leaf, those curly cues. Into the wet paint, the color will change a little bit, but that's okay. You get the idea. And maybe just the tiniest little shadow underneath my pumpkins so they stand out. I'm just sort of blend that out with my finger so it looks like it's a shadow on the leaves. And there you have it. Really quick and easy, fun project to do with students of all ages. I hope you enjoyed this autumn sponge painting and cut paper artwork. I will see you soon. Keep drawing.